Why is my camera not working? Interesting. Let's have a look. Don't switch. Deactivate. Activate. Hey, there I am. Let myself breathe. Jesus. It'd be cool if videos remembered what volume you had them at. Hot take, but it'd be cool. Because I always keep Lofi at quite a low volume, or keeping videos maybe maxed out. It's weird because, like, I wonder if YouTube has any form of equalization on the music, on audio. Oh, that was not the right spot. Oh no, that is not the right spot. Hold on a minute. What did I copy there? The stream. What about chat? Hi, Steven. Oh, Steve. I thought you said my full name then. I wish you a Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. I hope you had a good time. Hope you got nice and drunk. I didn't have any drinks. Actually, no, I had one drink. So this is actually far bigger. So can I, like, exaggerate this even more? The only way to really do that... Well, this I can't have any lower, though. But I could just do that and make it bigger. Does that work? No, it comes out a little bit. You'd have to pull it back ever so slightly. Yeah, that's good. This is fine. It just comes over there. Any other big bits we want to put in? These definitely need to be bigger. Well, not necessarily. Nah, actually, that should be fine. Again, we're putting like big chunky bits in to get it out of the way. The problem is when I do the wood, I'm gonna do a lot of like hand detailing, so I don't know if I want to put any of the detailing in the wood, because I think it'll be a problem. Oh, I haven't put my stream on Discord yet. See, I'm looking at this and going, this needs to be bigger. But then I look at the, like, comparison to where it's placed, and it's about the right distance, and probably about right distance here. So I'm wondering why it doesn't look as big as I need it, right? I could stretch it out a little bit and not pull it down. Grab you and pull you back. I mean, that does look better already. It looks like it takes up more of the space. Admittedly, the angle is like more like this anyway, so it kind of looks like it's longer. And this looks too long. Is it too long? Hold on a minute. No, not really. Even though I wanted to cut to like here, to be honest. Cool. I was gonna say, are these mirrored? Oh, hold on a minute. Wait, hold on a minute. Where's the those guys? Oh, I grabbed it with that. Didn't realize it was attached. Ah, itchy nose. Can we come up with a standard for your announcement post? Luke, let's say Luke. Let's say YouTube link first and Twitch second, or vice versa. Wait, do I not do it in the right order every time? YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch. What do you mean? Or does it, like, not always post it in the right order? No, on my side, it's YouTube and Twitch. One time I did just put YouTube by accident. It looks good. Thanks, man. YouTube, Twitch. Oh, you see, sometimes it doesn't post the Twitch link for some reason. Which is, that's only twice in the last 11 posts, I think there was. Like the 12th or the 4th. No, the 4th or the 12th. So start of last month. Ah, here you go, here you go. So this is in the wrong order. The 2nd of the 12th. Okay, don't select all, just select this. So I think a tiny bit, just a tiny bit would make me feel a bit better. Select all of them. Now, I still don't know how I'm going to do the skulls, if I need to do them as a separate asset. There you go. So I think like that I'd enjoy more. You get less of a gap there, but it just makes this part, I think, overall look a bit better. I could make it a little bit thicker, but I think that'd be too much. As we've seen, a lot of it, or there's bits of it that don't really make too much sense. So I'm not too fast with perfection, it lining up. I do think that's probably my biggest advice whenever following a concept, is take some of the perspectives and some of the scale and sizing with a bit of a grain of salt, as they say. Because you will come into problems where you go, wait, that doesn't align to where I thought it should. And that's fine. You don't need to make it like perfectly aligned a lot of the time. As you guys, a great example was my fish station, because as you could see, the biggest off-putting part, because people kept telling me, no, Steve, that's perfectly orthographic. And I had to show them by putting shapes in and showing that they don't align with certain areas. And one of the biggest ones was the fish at the top. It was almost like he was kind of facing the camera, even though the billboard. There you go. I'll just connect the cable box. Where's my thingy? Even though the billboard was like this, it was like very harsh. Well, it should have been very harsh, and you could only, maybe like here, you would only be able to see a bit of the fish. It was almost as if it was like this, way more turned towards the camera. And I get why, from a concept art point of perspective, why you'd want to do that, because you want to see more of the scene. It makes sense. It's like when you look at a good example is Friends Studio. Any like film studio, if you pay attention to a lot of film studios, Monica's apartment. I want a forward-facing one. That's not the apartment, or like not the official. I'll use this one. If you look at the if you look at studios, for example, walls won't usually make the most sense because they will kind of tilt towards you. So instead of being like, I don't know why, but this has come up as a tangent all of a sudden, but this is quite important because it's something I've come across quite a lot because I like recreating things. Even in The Simpsons, I've noticed some weird perspectives. And admittedly, that's just a full cartoon show, so it's understandable. So, obviously, a real room would do something like this, right? But when you're looking at a studio, and you're looking from this angle, and you want items to be placed here and here, instead, you'll have it more like this. So that way, from the camera's perspective, you can see everything that's going on. When you're watching TV, it's over here, and you have much more of an angle to look at it. And if we actually look at the friend's apartment, I was about to close the document then. If we actually look at the friend's apartment, that happens. This is tilted. I wish I had a better angle. Here you go. You can see this wall is, it doesn't actually look like it, but it is slightly tilted. Because they have it flare open so you can see more. Flare open. Nice words. Okay, you can clearly see it's tilted here, look. See that? The mystery of the missing wooden beam solved. There's a mystery of the wooden beam. But yeah, a very important thing when doing any sort of work like this. Yeah, but a problem with anything like this is you'll always come across perspective changes and some difficulties getting the perspective right. And it's perfectly fine. You don't need to fully worry about that. Because as long as it looks good in the end, it really doesn't matter. And that's, you can actually set up a lot of art anyway. It's like, oh, the topology sucks. Well, if it's not being animated, and you're not deforming anything, and it's not too high of a poly count, you're probably fine. I've been lied to, walls aren't straight. Okay, any more big pieces we want to get some detailing? Because I should technically detail all these separate, but having them mirrored just seems really convenient. Same with the skulls. Now, I don't know if I want to texture the skulls separately. Because I'm thinking in my head, how would I go about doing that? Because when I'm in ZBrush, do all that detailing, and then I could just place them on top of it, and... Because if I have it in the right location, which I actually need to zero out, which I forgot about, but I have it in the right location, I should be able to basically bring it into Substance Paint as a separate mesh that gets baked into the object. So if I do the skulls separate, but then bring them in, because if you guys don't know... And I don't know if I want to separate them out into parts anyway, because I kind of want to do the legs as one piece. The anime. Because I think that'd be better, because it's going to have a lot of detailing on it. So I think it may need the extra bit. Just open something random. Canon low poly, that's fine. I have a feeling that is not a low poly cannon. Jesus. Are we good? Is the low poly one the high poly one? I think it might be. It's taking a little bit longer than I was expecting. But when you get to bake something, why does it do this where it has like an X and doesn't let you cancel? Is it because all Windows need to have one anyway? And so it just has it on it by default? Yeah, I definitely have loaded up the high poly one. No? That isn't a high poly. It's got very weird geometry on it. What's going on there? Yeah, so when you get to bake, you'll see you have the option to put in multiple high polys. Like you add one, add another one, add another one. There you go. So that allows you to separate your thing out, your high poly out. Your low poly can still be one mesh, but allows you to separate your high poly out into separate components that you can then bake into one object at the end. So it's clearly a common thing you can do. So it's not a unique way to do it. So I might do it that way because it feels like it'd be the best. So I might start with the legs. Now, again, I just said that I need to really zero everything out. Wait, hold on a minute. It is zeroed out. Then why when I baked it? Oh. Because their origin points won't be in the center. I have to push Control C. No. Control A. And go like that. There you go. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all the stuff that's part of the legs and go for this as well. Do I want to do this too? I'll do... I'll do that too. I think that'd be worth it. And we're going to convert all that to mesh and make sure it's one mesh. And then we're going to combine... Woo! That looks awful when I do that. Can I select them last? Hold on a minute. What's going on there? Is it because of our... There you go. And we're going to select all those. Ooh. Can I select them all separately and export them? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, you can't, because ZBrush doesn't combine them, does it? How do I combine and keep all the normal data? I mean, when it's in ZBrush, it doesn't matter anyway. Because it won't. ZBrush doesn't smooth any normals. I wonder if there is a way, but by default it has them hard and you just subdivide it a lot. Aha, that's what I'm looking for. Cool. So now that's all one. I can grab these as well. Should I? What do you guys think? Should I grab these? I want this as well, which I accidentally has either unselected. Now back into here. Weighted normals. Keep sharp. Cool. Ooh. That doesn't look very good. There you go. Again, one thing that you'll be really surprised of is usually when you export something, you export it like this in the low poly. And I actually haven't been doing that recently. It's something I've been lacking on. But you are kind of supposed to do that. Because when you export... Because when you got the high poly anyway, you have a load of bad normals. That should be fine now, right? Were you just saying that to looking at it a second ago? When you export something that's going to be baked... I don't know why you smooth it all out, but when you bake the high poly down, because it's obviously... Because when you bake it, right... Just show an example. It will bake your normals to how it looks in the high poly. So if your high poly just looks like a flat surface like this... When it bakes that down to this, it will look like a flat surface. So, yeah, I was always taught in university... And have I heard it in other places? I can't remember. But in university, to smooth it out when you have a high poly to bake from. because it's going to make those normals for you. And you usually find a lot of errors when you keep it sharp in the locations that are supposed to be sharp. Because I think it's trying to... I don't know why, actually. I was going to say a reason why I think it happens, but I don't want to because I might be wrong. Do that. And that should be center. I don't know why we're getting this weird shadow issue, but that should be fine now. Yeah. Cool. Save file, export, and we'll just call that base. And then we'll do all of this as one. So we'll go to the let's go to my desktop. Say it. What was I gonna say? Like with the sharp normals, maybe it's because it conflicts with the high poly normals looking sharp. So it's like putting a sharp on a sharp. Maybe. No judgment unless you're wrong. Because it doesn't have to. It's not correcting any normals at that point. If it's already, if it's forcefully staying sharp because you've kept it as a hard normal, I guess it doesn't. It's not trying to correct it, or it is trying to, but then it has errors because it's trying to correct something that's already sharp with something that's sharp in the high poly anyway. Question mark? Maybe. Maybe it's just a hard edge going into a soft edge. Maybe you just don't want that entirely for when it's baking because it's going to do that anyway in your bake. But there is definitely errors from it. A rule of thumb my teacher used to say was just make it so anything that's got a 90-degree edge, keep that sharp. But other than that, smooth everything else. So I'm going to delete all the versions of it I made. Like that. Did we want to subdivide it? Oh, this should be fine, right? I am worried about this. I don't think there are any n-gons. We did have a way to find n-gons, and I can't remember how we did it. But we'll import it and see what happens. So, well, export. We're going into ZBrush, baby. Canon base low poly. So again, I can export these low polys whatever when I'm using them for ZBrush. When I'm actually going into Substance, I can have it as a combined mesh and then bake all the separate components down into it from the high poly, which I have done in the past. Oh, well, it doesn't hurt. What's a better word? My leg needs stretching. I'm having roast for dinner today, and hot damn, do I not like a roast. Someone actually met the other day said the same thing. Now, don't get me wrong. When I used to work at a kitchen, they made a banger roast. Like, it had just... Well, one improvement for me already was they had, like, leafy greens instead of carrot, broccoli, carrot, broccoli, and peas. They had, like, these leafy greens. It was definitely not lettuce. I can't remember what it was. It was a long time ago. Well, I was 17? 17? Yeah, 16? So, 12 to 11 years ago. And they had a really nice gravy, because they handmade it. The gravy we have here that my mum does is like just granules. We mix the water. And then... I think the biggest thing for me is one of the biggest things that my mum's roast gets praised on, and almost all my family love my mum's roast. It's just me, I think. And they always say, "Oh, the roast potatoes." That's what you're praised on. That's such a... For someone who likes a lot of different food, the highlight of a dish being the roast potatoes. Potatoes, one of the most bland vegetables. Like, the reason potatoes are so good is because you can mix them with so much. You can literally mash down. Now, obviously, this is a I've seen chefs say similar things, but it's an opinionated thing. A lot of people out there do love potatoes. But there's one guy I watch called You Suck at Cooking. He's like, he makes fun at them being the most blanding tasting thing ever. And I can't disagree. I think potatoes are really bland, but it's what you could do to them that tastes really good. Like, you can literally mash them down and mix them with flour and stuff, and then make a dough just from the potato, like mash. But if you make mash, you add cheese. You can add cheese to it. You can add seasonings to it. You can add meat to it. You can add this really, and you add butter. And what else do you add to mash? butter and something. The normal components is like potato, butter, not oil, butter and oil. That doesn't sound right. Milk. Yeah, butter and milk. Let's see what you guys are saying. How was your New Year's and Christmas Eve? My Christmas is really good. We had people around. My New Year's is basically like any other day. I stayed up all night playing Inscription. In fact, I was up till like 5 o'clock in the morning. I was really trying to beat the game. When I was 16, I used to work in a restaurant, and on Sundays they did a Sunday roast, and a lot of the time they would give us it for lunch for free. It was incredible. Is this canon, Steve-O, baby? This is the canon. The picture you see isn't the canon in the top right. Well, that's the concept. Yeah, the same with me, Moderate. Like, we always got a lunch for free at my restaurant. Like, it was always a free roast on a Sunday. I think you got a free lunch every day, but on a Sunday you always got a roast, and it was really good. And it's the only roast I can say that I really enjoyed. My Christmas dinner was quite nice, but I did add my own condiments. It's not the right word. My own additions to it. I bought some creamy coleslaw. For example, and my mum was like, "You're not having that with dinner." I was like, "I'm having this with dinner. If I can improve my own dinner, it's not hurting anybody else, I'm going to improve my own dinner." And I bought cranberry sauce as well, which is actually a traditional thing to have with Christmas dinner anyway, but my family don't have cranberry sauce, but I had cranberry sauce with it. And I think the best thing that came out of Christmas dinner, working at the factory, had great lunch bags. Oh, really? Best thing about Christmas dinner is afterwards, there's loads of leftover stuffing and leftover turkey, and I mix the turkey with mayo, and I mix the stuffing in there, and I sort of mash it all up. I would say to a certain consistency, but it's turkey and stuffing. It kind of mashes down, but you mix it up with the mayo, and then you put that in a sandwich with some cranberry sauce. Well, butter the bread. Cranberry sauce is like a second layer, not too thick because you don't want to overpower it, and then your turkey stuffing mayo mix. Put that in, and you get a really nice turkey and stuffing sandwich with cranberry sauce. You hate stuffing? That's a very broad thing though. Like, this is stuffing, not stuffing that's actually been in the turkey. This is just like what you buy from the store. But you can get so many different types of stuffing. Like, I think I had a pork and apple stuffing one year. The most generic one I think we have is sage and onion stuffing, which is also I find very nice. But is it like a consistency issue? If you hate all stuffing, is it like a consistency issue, or like just how it's presented or something? Because it does taste very different depending on which one you get. But I guess the consistency and stuff they're the same. It's the sage and onion. Right. See, I like sage and onion, so. But I also really liked the pork and apple one. But the pork and apple one was actually notably too sweet a lot of the time. Like, it didn't feel like something I wanted for dinner. Wait, why am I in substance? What am I doing? ZBrush. Hello, Mega Cool Man on Twitch. How's it going? Do I not have the new version of ZBrush? Did I not upgrade? Oh, no, I must have done, because this one says it's expired. This is the one I want. Oh, wait, I realized you said... Does that say safe and onion? That's probably the problem. You've got a metal safe in your stuffing. I like reading up stuff like stuffing your turkey and whatnot, because you always get like the backwards and forwards of it's the worst thing to do. Yeah, it's a safe that does me. It's the always the like really bad. Don't stuff your turkey. Oh Jesus Christ, Moose King. Don't stuff your turkey. Blah blah blah. Causes all these bad things. Then you have other places like it's fine to stuff your turkey. You just got to make sure you get it to the right temperature and blah 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 blah. You get like the both extremes. One that's like it's completely fine. The other place like no, you'll die. But like I have to kind of be on the side with as long as you do it right, surely it's fine. Because we ate. We've never done it, but people have stuffed turkeys for God knows how long. Like, and I can't imagine all their ancestors or all of their family have died over time due to eating stuffing that they stuffed their turkey. I don't know if it's the turkey or if it's the stuffing that causes, that they claim causes the food poisoning stuff. Don't stuff turkey. Stuffing expands during cooking if you're planning to cook your turkey on an outdoor grill or in a deep fryer. Deep fryer? Deep fryer? People deep fry a turkey? Do not stuff the turkey. Turkey will be done before the stuffing, leaving the turkey overdone So how do you do it then? Because I saw posts about how to do it. How can you stuff a turkey? Oh, tough. Oh, I didn't separate them out. Stuffing must be completely cool, and the bird should only be stuffed just before it's roast. Okay. So if you're roasting it, you can do it. Ah. Oh, microwaved? Don't let your turkey sit out at room temperature. Okay, so you can roast. I think we roast our turkey anyway, so as long as you roast it, you're fine, right? Bacteria, good opportunity to grow. Once you've stuffed your bird, immediately cook it. That's set to no lower. Right, okay. Hold on a minute. How hot is that? That's got to be like 180, right? Ooh, 162. I usually... Oh, Jesus. I can't read your text because it's white on white. I usually just stick to onion and carrot in it. Oh, so you still do it? Okay. I knew a guy and you need that wood stick and open beer. Oh, yeah, I've seen that in his. It was actually really good. I bet it made it really moist. I love Steve's streams. Haha. They're full of moments like this. Exactly. You know, I need to put you guys over here so I actually look at you when I talk. Now, I must say, out of the meats, turkey is probably a low tier one. Mixed with mayo and stuffing in a sandwich, it elevates it. Quite a lot. Did you finish The Simpsons house? I have not yet, Flexing Tongue. I replaced my graphics card with my older graphics card, so I now don't have a hardware ray tracing card, so Lumen kind of acts a bit funny and not to the desired results I want. So I've taken a small break on it at the moment. After I finish the Canon, I probably will jump back onto it. Because watching the scene have broken lighting is a really off-putting thing. But I need to ignore how the scene looks right now, and I need to just work at it till it's done. And by that point, I may already have an upgraded card where I can have proper lighting. But no, it's not done yet. I wish. It takes a long time. Especially when I only spend a couple hours a week on it. Yeah, as I was saying. So, and we also talk about random stuff, like we talk about meat tier. So, oh, you know what? Haha, let's go. All right, let's do a tier list. So, what is that? Aspic. Don't know what it is. Bacon. See, bacon I actually really like, but I think it falls off. It sounds like a video game. I think it falls off really quick. Like eating one slice of bacon, quite nice. Second slice, and the third, fourth, and onwards, it's kind of like, oh, it's just salty and greasy, and it gets too much very quickly. So I think the first slice of bacon might even be S, especially depending on what bacon you get. If it's like a honey glazed bacon or something like that, it could be really nice. But I think if we're talking about overall, it's probably going to get B. Hamburger, depending on where you go, hamburger can be as good as S. But because generically, when you go to most places, it's not even the king of the burger. Like, most of the time when you get a burger, you like all the stuff in it. Like, I had a mac and cheese burger not long ago, and the main part was the mac and cheese. So I'm probably going to put that A. I do like burgers. Steak. Now, I've only just started really enjoying steak, so I'm going to sit it at B, because for a long time, I wasn't a big fan. Oh, Bologna. Bologna? Is that bologna? Let's see. Oh, okay, sausages. Sausages are pretty good. I'd stick sausages with bacon. Yeah, I think sausages have not as good of, like, the first. If you eat one sausage, it's not as good as eating one piece of bacon, but I think they have more longevity. I can keep eating sausages versus bacon. Chicken patties. Now, I think the bird's eye chicken patty is really nice, but I also think, so is there other chicken burgers on here? So if this is talking about chicken burgers that you can actually get from a restaurant, probably up there with hamburgers. I like a chicken burger as much as I like a hamburger. Crab, A. Chicken. My problem with chicken is I don't like the taste of chicken that much. It's what you do to chicken that tastes really good, right? Like, or what you add to it. When I'm eating chicken, I'm not overexcited about the taste of chicken. I'm excited about everything else that's been done to the chicken that tastes good. So I'm actually going to have to put that really low. Duck, I love duck. Probably S. Duck is also quite dry, But for some reason, that especially the dark parts of the duck, it tastes really, really good. I think it's probably yes. No idea what that is. Ham's pretty good. Yeah. Hot dog. Hot dog is generic. Probably B. Calamari, S. Calamari is delicious. For those of you who've not had calamari, if you don't really like the taste of fish, it doesn't taste like fish, but there's definitely a hint of fish. I love calamari. I think it's really, really nice. In fact, saying that, I think I might have to put duck down. I think we actually could do something like this. I think I'd rather have those over a duck. Rubber fish. A fried calamari is not rubbery. At least not when it's cooked correctly. I don't even know how to explain it. I just really like calamari. I've never had a lobster. Lamb. Never had lamb. Mushroom. What the heck? Is it this a meat list? Mushroom? Nah, mate. Oh, well, I don't like mushrooms. So F. Oh, mutton. Not had it. Have I? I'm not sure. Oysters, not had. Pork chops. I like a pork chop. Depends what you do to it, but I think it has a better generic taste than... Like, if you gave me just a cooked pork chop versus just a cooked chicken, I would pick the pork chop any day. If you've said you've marinated the pork and you've marinated the chicken, depending on the marinade and depending how well it goes with the flavors of the chicken and the pork, it can adjust quite heavily. Pork, tenderloin, probably same place. Rabbit, never had. Ribs, S tier. A good, even uncooked, unseasoned. You see bolognese? I don't know. I think it's supposed to be bologna. What? Let's write it. Bologna. How do you say it? Food. Oh, it's a sausage. Hold on a minute. Pronounced. Bologna? No, that can't be how it's said. It's Italian.
The city in Italy. This Buongiorno. We
just say
Italy.
It.
The name of this city is normally said as Bologna.
Bologna. Oh, chorizo. Chorizo, salami, pepperoni. I think chorizo. That's a hard one. Chorizo and venison. Have we got venison on here? We do. I think I've tasted venison, but I can't remember. It was back when I worked at a restaurant. I think I remember liking it. We'll put it in B. Turkey. Now again, turkey is probably the same tier as chicken. In fact, it may even be lower, but when you mix it with the stuff I said, it would be higher. I'm going to put it here, like higher than the chicken. Oh, salami. I love salami. Salmon. Yeah, I really like salmon. I don't know if it's S tier, though. Spam. I actually really like spam. I'll put it at the bottom of A tier, though. Scallops. I think I've tried them. I can't remember. Shrimp. I like shrimp. Gotta put it in C. I'm not, like, super over fond on it. What's that? Tilapia? Tilapia? No idea. Tuna. I love tuna in a can mixed with mayo, and I love raw tuna on sushi. Might even be A. Tuna is phenomenal, especially raw tuna on sushi. Turkey patty. Turkey patty. I bet that tastes pretty good. I've not tried it though, so I should put it there. So let's see if I can actually average this out a bit better. Spam. You know what? Spam probably goes to B with all the other, greasy ones. Steak. My problem with steak is if you don't season it, I don't think it's that amazing. And I know I'm probably gonna get shot for saying that, but I just don't think steak, like a lot of like chicken and turkey, I think pork has the most flavor on its own, but pork you do less with it. Whereas steak with really good seasoning and preparation can taste amazing. Same with chicken. Turkey, you don't usually do a ton of seasoning, so it's hard to say with turkey because you usually just have it for like Thanksgiving or Christmas. And from my experience, it's just... Actually, no, you know what? This year, my butcher brother-in-law? He's not a brother-in-law, but he brought over a turkey and it was wrapped in bacon. It was really nice. You know what? I'm going to put it up to C from that one experience. Venison, I remember enjoying it, I'm pretty sure, but it's been so long. I I think I'll put pork chops down here with the tenderloins being up here. I'm going to put spam at the bottom. Hot dog? Hot dog probably gets into C. I like hot dogs, but they're not, like, amazing. They're just, like, something you throw on. I don't know why mushrooms is in the meat list, and that's probably everything. Save and download. Here we go. Let's put it in Steve's progress. Steve's progress. There you go. What's been said in chat? Okay. That's reading the chat. Interesting. Why is lamb not in the list? Because I've never tried lamb. I've always wanted to. But you know what puts me off of lamb? Is it usually has like a mint seasoning or something. And I don't like mint. And I know it's probably not going to affect the taste the way I think it's going to. I don't like mint very much. I don't know how people like mint so much. I have to brush my teeth with mint every morning and night. It's a very familiar taste. Too familiar for my liking. And it puts me off of having it for a meal or in a meal. Or even in sweets and stuff. I'm just not a big fan of mint. With that said, I don't mind chewing gum and stuff like that. Yeah, but why wasn't it in the page? It was, wasn't it? I swear it was. Sees progress. Yeah, lamb chop. There's lamb chop. So not lamb, I guess, but lamb chop. It's the fourth one in never tasted. I mean, mushroom was there for some reason. The meat of the forest. I don't know why mushroom was there. Alright, let's hope this isn't broken. Oh, I'm already getting vibes that it is broken. Oh, yikers. Right, so we've got a lot of Engons to deal with, apparently. What's the command to blender select more than four-sided shapes? In edit mode, select number of sides, right? Select by traits, by traits, faces by sides. Is that it? So we want to go greater than. There we go. So now if we triangulate and then quadrulate, hopefully we'll get a decent result. We'll have a look. Let's re-export that out. Also, mushrooms are closer related to animals than they... That is true. I had a feeling someone was going to say that. But I still wouldn't include them on a meat list. And if you would, you crazy. Putting it on another monitor. See, I don't need to tick all this, do I? I mean, there's not a camera anywhere in the export, so it doesn't matter if I've got that selected. Now, I'm worried that when I subdivide this now, because subdividing anything that's triangulated always gives you weird results. Again, this is a big part of why I say Engons, try to avoid them, especially if you're going into ZBrush, because you will come across problems. Now, maybe some people out there will just say to me, oh, but you can fix those problems easily by doing this. But I've always experienced problems trying to, Oh, bugger. I hate when you do that. And I can never remember how to fix it. Like, what? There's just a floating mesh here now, and I can't undo it. Either way, this is floating over here. So I need to fix that as well. I didn't realize. Why is that floating? Interesting. For God's sake. No. There you go. Should I have kept it mirrored? Or should I make all 4 sides unique to an extent? Like, they have these generic big cuts in them, but overall, should they be kept unique? Because if I actually limit it to doing just one side, I could always mirror it. And then in the mirror, as long as one side's done in the high poly, it should just do the other side automatically for me. But we'll have shadow issues on this center part, because it won't be shaded on one side, but it'll be shaded on the other. Not sure. I like doing them separately, because then I could do wood grain on both sides, and I always think it looks really cool. I'm not worried too much about texture resolution, so I might keep it as we've got it, like this, as one piece. The anime. Again, I don't know how to restart. I sound so stupid, but I don't know how to just restart ZBrush. You can just add a new tool and then start working on that new tool, but then you've got the other one hindering in the background of the document, right? Am I wrong? So I just start a new one instead. Tools, import. Right. Make polymesh, open, F. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I should have capped everything, right? So, now when I subdivide... Well, that's really in that. I think that's how it looks anyway in the picture, so I'm not too fussed by that. Oh, no, it's not. One more go around, okay. So... Some things in this thing are like hovering off the surface. So don't judge me too hard. Oh, I should have really capped this better. Oh, wait. Oh, no, they got back to them. I do want to cap it better, though. What's the best way to do this? If I do this. Oh, faces. This. Oh. I think that will give us better results, hopefully. I'm surprised that it's not smoothing that, but oh well. Like I said, we're going to smooth it anyway when we're doing the high poly, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. Oh, that's clearly too far in it anyway. Look at this. So let's move you away. To there, I guess. Well, actually, no. To there, then grab this independently. Move you to there. ZBrush is a weird software, that's for sure. Yeah. It's having to meet certain rules when doing it that can be a little bit frustrating. Because in a perfect world... Well, if I was better at doing it in Blender, I'd just do it in Blender. But in a perfect world, I'll just have engons and it'll sort themselves out, right? I wouldn't have to worry about making it work. I can actually separate these out into poly groups and move them in ZBrush, but I want the low poly to match up with the high poly, so I don't want to do that. For that reason, mostly. So that begs the question. Oh, now one thing I've just realized is I bet these aren't capped. One of these parts I've got in here. Oh yeah, so one thing I've realized here is this actually needs to be like thicker, because this needs to cover all of this. It's a wedge. It's a wedge. So if I grab you. Pull you out, right? That should work. Itchy head. Oh. Don't even think I'm selecting that part yet, though. I think I'm going to do that with this part, I think. Should I do it with this part? Nah, I'll do it with this part. I'll do it with this part. Okay. So skulls, base, upper. That's going to be the whole thing. We have you to work with, or which I've accidentally applied to subdivision. I can technically do that separate as well, but I could technically just leave that at that. I don't need to do a high poly. I could not bring that into ZBrush and then just import that as is as a separate mesh. I might do that because that can just be a normal map. It might not work well as a normal map. We'll see. Oh my god. There you go. That's for future Steve to worry about. Okay, now we should be good. Again, can you like re-import? Does it re-import automatically? No, that'd be cool. Right, if I go file, import, grab the import. Did I click export? Grab the new one. Yes. Does it replace this? Oh, it does. Okay, okay. That's much more helpful. Cool. So that's the base we're working with. Now, if I go to polygroup and separate that out, we can then start working on singular pieces like this wooden bit here. Let's go to geometry and then go to... So dividing will probably give me results I'm not looking for. Oh, I haven't capped that part. I need to cap this part. If we just... That. What? That doesn't work? Was that magic center bridge? What? Oh, I've not got a bevel at the back. There you go. I was gonna say that should work perfectly fine. Sweet. That's fine. Cool. Grab it, make it a little bit wider so I have more room for error. There you go. How wide is that now? A little bit wider. Cool. Attempt number 27. So yeah, if I re-import that now, it should just replace what we got, right? Yeah, now if I subdivide, there's probably other parts I'm gonna have to worry about in a minute. So that works the way I wanted it to. You think it doesn't by looking at it, but if I then do this and then do this, get up to 6 million, that's fine. We then have a high poly mesh, and the last two subdivisions I've set to so the first four I haven't really like, they've kept the same shape. The last two should be now a little bit smoother, which is fine because what I'm doing is I'm mostly going to be adding detail. I'm not gonna be changing overall shape, so that's good. That's what we want. So as I do this, wow, that's the poly count. Oh my god. I might have to do a Dynamesh on it, or a Z remesh, or a deformation, because that isn't as much detail I was hoping for. That's 6 million. Oh, I've got that too close to the end anyway. Hold on a minute. So the parts that I don't care about detail, I should leave without. So if we do this and add a bit more to it. Then I grab both of these and I slightly extrude them to give me a bit more wiggle room inside. I don't know how that's getting to that high poly count though. Like, am I crazy? Where's all that coming from? What did I used to work at? 6 million seems like a lot. Base. Don't message me. Yeah, let me clear up these messages. One from that server. One from this server. Tools, import. Cool. So the reason I'm trying to avoid doing a deformation, do a decimate, or doing Dynamesh, or doing Z remesher, is because I want to keep as close to the original mesh as I can, so I don't have to do too much cleaning up afterwards for the low poly. Because when I go to move stuff on it, let's go like divide. Oh, divide. I'll do one more. So the problem, if I go to all group and then select this part separately, is when I start doing like all this information on here, like the wood grain and everything, and if it does pop out a little bit, the low poly will work around that for me, like so. Whereas if I don't have that, I have to manually do that myself afterwards. So I try to do it this way to save myself a bit of time. It is taking me a bit of extra time to get this to work as well as I wanted it to, though. So maybe it's not worth it, but we'll have to wait and see. What I can do anyway is I can work with a... Because usually Substance doesn't like things ever about 10 million. But when I get my final result and I really like it, I can export the low result, go to the high result, decimate it, then export that to lower the poly count then. So I could do the decimation on the Z remeshing last when I'm finished, which is proven to work quite a few times. So if I do this, 6 million, it's probably, what, 24? Yeah, I was going to say that times it by 4. So this is probably the poly count I'm looking for. But we're not going to work at that poly count yet. We're probably going to work at either 5 or 6. Oh my god, my pen is so dusty. It's 20 degrees in my room. Oh my god. I did feel a bit hot. The heating on? No. My candle's on now. It smells like Squishy's raspberry drumsticks. I've got into candles very recently. I've never not liked candles, but because they're something that goes away very quickly, I'm always like, I don't want to buy one. But I've been finding them for like £2 for a big one. Like, that's pretty good. For a scented candle, that's pretty good. For those of you who aren't aware, for like the good brand candle, Yankee candle? Yankee? Is it just called Yankee? YankeeCandle.co.uk. It is. So for a Yankee candle, I'm going to try Amazon instead. Now, I think they're quite often on offer. So this one, out of stock. This one, out of stock. Is there any in stock? I was kidding. Is there actually none in stock? Oh my god. Have they done a mass not selling them? It's not really what I was looking for, but... Yankee candle. Let's go to shopping. Oh, see, this one's $5.99. That's really good. Hold on a minute. They're like 15 to 20 quid for a candle, which some people may think is fine. But I was like, oh no, too much. No, sound. Here you go, Argos, Yankee candle, £20.99 for a candle. I wouldn't pay that for a candle. Maybe that makes me a smelly boy, but I wouldn't pay that for a candle. So we want to keep these corners quite sharp still, right? Let's go look at the original reference. Yeah, these corners still need to have that. In fact, that needs to be almost untouched. What I can do, because it's actually quite a flat wood, what I can do is skip the first stage that I usually do on the wood. So the first stage I usually do is I come over, I go into clay brush, and I start doing this over it, right? Maybe I should go to that one, Jesus. Start doing this over it. So we go like boom, boom. So the reason, use my raw size, intensity. So I do like this, and the reason we do this, and we just sort of throw them wherever we want. Don't go too fast, otherwise you get weird effects. Do that. Right? And you can do sort of this at the tip as well to make it sort of more woody at the tip, which we don't really care about too much because it's going into something. So the cap's only there to make it so it came in. You can do that, and then you go to, you can either use flatten. I prefer trim dynamic for this. You can start flattening it out, and you start, you could do it at corners, you know what I mean? And you start getting this nice wood effect, right? Boom. Instant wood. Really cool. And then the next stage after that would be, I'm doing this as an example. I'm going to remove this in a minute. I think it's orbs 2 I like. Cool. Then you can exaggerate some of these grainy bits. or the wood grainy bits. Come into here and extend this. So you can even add some of your own, like so. You can even do like one of the, actually. Where's my lazy mouse? In strokes, right? Or brush? No, it's definitely in strokes. Strokes. A lazy mouse. Oh, nice, already got one on. You actually, really, that's one on. You actually, lazy radius, that's one before. I should not put step up. There you go. Oh my god, what have I done? Well, I've broken it. Is setting that to 0 just not a good idea? Okay. Yeah, it's cool. I was going to say I lost train of thought. But you can go around adding these effects. The generic way to sort of, or I like to do it anyway, is basically finding the bits we've already made cuts into, just making them deeper and a bit thicker. Because when we actually go into chalk or matte grey, which this is going to be more of a representation of what's going to look like when you bake it, you can see these are way weaker. So you can bring them out. We can go get like little chunks in here, pull this across like that. And you can just basically keep going at it till you get this, because it's going to be stylized. We want to get this really exaggerated wood. Make that nice and deep here. And then, again, we don't need to worry about the cap, but when we get to the cap, you can do something like this, where you actually get the wood starting to separate. Now, depending what the low poly comes out as, will depend how well that's going to bake. If we do this, you'll see. So that's not great. You won't get too much of that bake, but as you go up, you'll see it come in. When we get 7, boom. Hopefully that would bake fine. However, this is not how I'm going to tackle the wood this time. So let's undo all of that. And as I've said before, I'm not very artistic with this kind of stuff. I just follow a workflow that I made. It's kind of a mix between a lot of people online, but I picked apart certain bits I liked about their workflow and I created my own. So I think what we actually want to do is something more like this, or we just kind of make this a bit deeper. Yeah, it's fine. Now, we're not too bothered about making this a little too over-exaggerated. I do want to test out the other brush. Much thicker. Well, that was quite nice too. More there. Or too much. It doesn't matter if we make it too thick, as I was about to say, like too deep. Because when it's baked, it's going to work anyway. It's kind of like, it'll just work, but it will. And you can, do I do it like that? Or is it the other way around? Do we do... no, if I look at it. So, like I said, it's very, very one-dimensional. Like, we've got some thick bits around here. Ooh. Very thick bits around here. Like so. But mostly, it's quite flat. And we can exaggerate some of the details anyway in textures. So I'm not too fast. Now, I want to make it wibbly wobbly, but I can't, because if I look at the reference, it's very straight grains. Or mostly anyway. So we'll just basically want stuff like this all the way around it. Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like. Now, I can do some clay build-up, but I think if I'm going to touch the clay build-up, I'll instead go inwards instead of out. build around here. I guess I could still go outwards. I just need to make it very, very fine. Like really weak. Because again, it's mostly a flat surface. But if I do this, it gives us a little bit more detailing to the wood. A bit bigger here. How's your guys' day going, by the way? I can't really see this text at the moment. It's over the other text. Maybe something like this to give it a bit more woody effect. Then we'll start fattening a little bit of that out. Just to help a little bit on its way to getting a much more grainy woody effect. Hey look, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Give me that. I would do something like this, give it some really nice edging to it, right? And then you'd go back into your brush here, then you do a bit more of this around here. Get this nice cut in bit of wood. Blah 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 blah. Don't need to do that because we don't see the tip of it. It goes inside another object, so we'll just leave it like this. Then I need to repeat that process for all the sides. I think that'll probably work. I kind of want some more lines. I was using one mainly, wasn't I? It's just not got those lines in it. I'm wanting to do like these ones where you sort of do this, you get a branching one off of there, and then maybe a branching one off that, and then you just continue doing that. You can have a branching here that connects to the front here, stuff like that. But the grain doesn't look like that. The grain is really, really straight. And because I'm replicating it, I don't want to change that. I want to keep more true to the design. So we won't be doing that. Like, look, I've cut that fairly straight. If we turn this all the way down, we barely have a change in geometry, which is exactly what I want. I don't want a huge change in geometry. To be fair, I don't even want to export the low poly out from ZBrush if I can help it. But I might have to, because things tend to move a little bit. So again, very, very weak, like moderate, and just some thick ones and some weak ones cross, or some thin ones cross here. I'll go both ways. That should be raised up barely any, just enough to give it some detailing. Maybe some extra here to exaggerate some of that bit here. Bit extra here, a little extra here. Give me this grain effect over here. Pull that around. Start developing a more of a effect over here. Pull this part out here. We get this now forming. Let's come into our trim dynamic. Let's get those flattened out just a little bit, just to help exaggerate those little bits. I don't want to hit the corner because I want that to stay fairly flat. I do think this needs to be a little bit of a bigger bevel though. I can't really change that now though, so I might just leave it. I've actually hit here by accident, so we'll fix that. But just manually bringing that along. Not the intensity. Where's the flatten tool? Wow, it's really on 100. Jeez. It's really hard not to add my own little flair of what I tend to do with my word. That's fine. I can handle that. Again, this is super weak, but that's fine. Oh, that's also the wrong side. Oh, look at that. That needs to be a little bit smooth. Cool. Again, when we're in the this one, it's really strong. You can really see those lines, and it's off-putting. You shouldn't use that one. Chalk is very good because you can really see what would be shown up in a in a bake. But I do like matte grade because you can see a bit of both. It exaggerates, but it exaggerates to help you see what you're getting, but it is closer to what you'll get in a bake. We'll have a small one. Ooh, we'll have a small one over here, so we'll increase the size of that. I don't really know what top looks like, so we just... Oh, it's got like a bit where it goes this, very, very thin, disappears, and then reappears. Might need it a little bit thinner at 15. Press really hard. Go soft. But like that, I think I have to strength a little too high though. One more time. Really, really hard. There. Let's see. 25, take it to 20. We've got some real thick lines that come all the way across the top. Like so. Got some much shorter ones over here. I find it funny that you're the hotkey guy, yet you don't use the brush hotkeys in ZBrush, and I'm anti-hotkey. But oh, so you mean like when I'm swapping to like these, as in hotkeys? What do you mean the hotkeys in general? Well, I don't even know what hotkeys there are. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoops. No. There you go. I don't even know what hotkeys there are in ZBrush. That's mostly probably why. We got like... Whoosh. Need to make these lines straighter. Is there a way to... Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's not really what a grain does, but it looks cool. It looks like vines growing over the top. Yeah. I really like that. But it's not what it does, so. If you press B, you get brushes. Oh, yeah. Well, the problem is, the reason I don't do that, I used to a while ago, is because I mostly use the orb brushes, and I don't think they have shortcuts. Like if I O, C, we're just going to get the first. We're going to get clay. Whereas when I used to do it, it used to be like damn standard. So DS for damn standard. You had like DS? No. You had clay. Well, you had clay tubes, which is CT, and then you've got like clay build up. And I used to actually use these. So like B, then S, then D is damn standard. Oh yeah, okay, damn standard. You said gaming standard. Wow, it's actually got the full name on here. Damn standard. How dare you? His nickname's Damn. Yeah, I used to. It's just I, like, 2 years ago started using orb brushes, and the orb brushes, unless there's a way to assign my own shortcuts, I can't really. They're all just called orb. So it's like OR, maybe OR gives me cracks. See, that makes even less sense. You know what I mean? Like, once upon a time, I was the guy who still used it in here. It's just, you see, those sort of straight ones is what I'm looking for, where it comes off like that. Straight. So if I actually turn the intensity up, we'll go straight and strong, straight and strong, straight and strong. That is not straight at all, Steve. Straight, straight, straight. Let's get a little one in here. Well, I'm so bad at doing straight lines. I've always been bad at doing straight lines in art. I think we'll add some damn standard cracks in it as well. Maybe, I don't know yet. Straight and strong, straight and strong, straight and strong. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Straight and strong, straight and strong, straight and strong, straight and strong, straight and strong. Why do I keep doing like a little flick at the start? You see that? That's good enough. I think that's a better side than that, but admittedly, you won't see that side as much. This side you'll barely see. Same with this is the underneath. You won't even see that, so I don't need to do too much for that. You're powerful with that orb pack. Power. You have no power here. What does he say for that? Not really the laugh he does. And then Andor freaking takes off his cloak and he's wearing his white cloak. What does he say to him? Oh, I can't remember. You have no power here. You know what? That really annoyed me. Why did none of his men help him? It's very obvious he wasn't in the right mind. I know he's the king, but it was like, the way he looked before transforming into his normal self, he didn't even look like the same person. I was like, whoa. So those of you sitting there who've not seen Lord of the Rings are just like, what the heck is Steve talking about? You have power here. What? I have no memory of this place. Bilbo Baggins, I am not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you. What does he say? Gandalf. Mr. Frodo. Mr. Frodo. I remember in university, someone who got really annoyed at that. He was like, Mr. Frodo, it's Mr. Baggins or Frodo. He was annoyed that he was calling him like Mr. and using his first name. Which I thought was hilarious. It's so funny. It didn't even cross my mind. Well, I guess it may have done at one point cross my mind that he was using his first name, but it didn't bother me. And then watching my friend get really like, what does he call him now? And I was like, oh yeah. This was really funny. Why are we getting oh, because it's a higher step. Ah, that's a much cleaner line. There we go. So we'll exaggerate some of these created lines. Oh no, straight. I keep wanting to curve the lines because in stylized you usually have like whoa and stuff like that and whoa and like all these really funky looking lines like coming in. You get like this really nice thickness and it comes out. And you get like these parts that come at the bottom. Does it usually come like that? I always forget how you do this. Like sort of like this, and you have this chunk here, and then you know you mess around and you keep forming the shape. In this concept, all the lines are straight. It's a very straight-grained piece of wood, and it keeps throwing me off. Oh, that's very good. I like that. Yeah. No. No curves. Straight. Straight. Too long. Straight. Actually, is it too long? So I want to do that thing where you get coming off in two directions like this slightly. Or actually it's more like it comes out, out, out. And then this one comes down too, so you get this like split effect. It's leaning on the plus sign on my keyboard. So if we do something like this, come down. So there seems to be parts that come down and then goes back to straight like that. Yeah, looks pretty good. That side looks the most natural, because it's got like a wobbly effect on loads of places. I need to straighten some of these out a bit more. Now, am I crazy? Why, in all of these tools, every software, does stepping exist? What is the point? It's always turned on to like a 0.2 ratio as well, and I don't get it. Am I crazy? Yeah, like. Is there a legit reason why this is a good tool? Like, it's good to have on? Doesn't look that good from top down, but when I get to rotate... It's a bit thicker. When I get to rotate, look, you get this nice wood effect. And that's kind of the wood I'm looking for. Very flat, not bumpy. Yeah, what is with the stepping tool? Like, this is the bottom, so I'm not going to do too much detailing. We'll just get some lines on it. Like, am I an idiot? Why is it a thing? That's good enough. Again, it's the bottom. We don't need much detailing. Cool, that is one part. Oh, yeah! I forgot having a bump at the top is going to cause issues here. I mean, all I got to do is slightly bump that up, right, and we should be fine. Oh. I mean, in reality, in the concept, it probably is slightly bumped up where the wood grain comes up. So if we grab the move brush... Oh, I see. I was going to use a shortcut there, and I hit the wrong key, which is MV for move. That one I do use. It is interesting to think about that, though, moderate bringing it up, that I don't use a lot of these shortcut tools. And a big reason is because they weren't available. Like, for the old brush, there's no shortcuts available. What time is it? Okay. Oh, wow. I can only stream for like another half an hour. I do want to do some of this off stream. And I know some... The problem is, I want to do a bunch of stuff off stream, but I don't want to like... Oh, wow. Smoothing that causes a lot of problems. It's because the high poly is probably just not very good. If I smooth this... get these very bad looking things, but I think it's worth to have these to look a bit smoother, especially because it's going to be viewed from a distance, so it's not going to be too big of a... Oh, not there though. Not gonna be too big of a deal, I don't think. Don't really need any cuts in this. A lot of the detailing in this is going to happen in the texturing, so that's pretty much good. Oh, except from moving it. Yes, that's literally why I went in here. How do I mask out just a certain area? It's been too long. Oh. It's like, oh. Does it grab the back as well? It does. If I unhide that, then do that. There you go. See, I can't say the software isn't intuitive, right? Because it is. It's just the controls feel so strange. When you get used to them, boom, easy. And you can say the same about Blender. When you get used to Blender, you guys will see me model fast. It becomes intuitive. But I just really have issues with ZBrush. Because I just feel like it's too funky. It's going to cause weird geometry. As long as the high poly works, should be fine. Because it'll bake down the details from the high poly. So you see like all this sharpness that you're seeing, that shouldn't exist when it's baked. Or it shouldn't be, you shouldn't really notice it when it's baked. So if we go down subdivision 1, that still sits perfectly on top. I say that's sitting very far away from the surface. If I pull you down. Yeah, that's good. And then pull you up a little bit here. Pull you back down and across. Go down to here. Oh, that's interesting. So we are, even in the high poly, getting some bad effects here. It's very annoying. So I should have made a better low poly here. 100%. Wow, it doesn't seem to add any geometry here at all. As you can see, look. Because that you wouldn't be getting that problem if it was adding geometry there. But it doesn't seem to want to add geometry at all on that part. Here's fine. And is that part any noticeable now because I was moving it around? I'll go back to the start. Like here. Yeah, that looks fine. So as long as I don't move it from there, we should be fine. Even though it might slightly float off the surface, that's fine. I'd rather it look correct and not have this stuck. As long as it bakes, again, as long as it bakes it from a high poly that looks smooth on the surface, the normal should look smooth. Should being a key word there. Alright. Do this. Is this wood as well? No, this is metal. So this is pretty easy to do. We just want to come into here, want to subdivide that a little bit around here, and we just want to smooth out some of these edges. Just around here. Just very lightly smooth those parts. So it looks more rounded. There you go. Oh. One shortcut I should use more, and I can never remember which one it is the one where it lets you change the size of the brush. Is it one of my buttons? Yeah, look. If I right click, I can then change it all in here. Or right click by pushing this button. Cool. Don't mind it looking a little bit bumpy on this asset. Metal always looks cooler in stylized when it has that little bit of a bumpiness to it, so I'm fine. Making this look a little bit bumpy. Jesus, he says. Oh my god. Grab it. There you go. Just like that. If we continue around here, it would cause a nice sort of adjusted bump there. Like where the edge gets thicker and thinner slightly as it deforms across the surface. Cool. Again, it's metal. It looks like a very clean piece of metal. Might not even bother doing anything to it. There's no scratches on it. There's just a lot of shading. So I'm probably going to leave that as it is. Move on to this. And this does have a couple of scratches on it. So, first of all, we need to smooth over these holes. Make them, see that? Make them nice and round versus that one. Boom. Perfect, that's what I'm looking for. Then we'll turn it up to full. And we can do small things here. One of the ones I tend to do. So I don't want it to look like battered metal, like I have done plenty of times on my pieces. I want it to look like very smooth, very clean metal. The geometry is not perfect, as you can see, but that should be small enough that you're not going to care. These small little... Ooh, we can't do small little bumps. That's a shame. I haven't got enough geometry on it. Around here's good. I can actually do little bits around here. Again, that's the problem. We're triangulating things. So a little bit here, a little bit here. Only very minor detailing, because it does, again, it looks, this also looks very clean. We have to do the other side as well. Unless we just mirror. If I decimate, I can bring it into Blender and then just do a mirror. That's not actually a big issue, and it's not a bad idea. I want to make this a bit thicker, I think. If I do it here, the low poly is probably going to try to adjust to that. So instead, we're going to do it here, on a straight line. Ooh. So I need to brush. No, I remember it being over here. Strokes, texture, stencil, tools. No, tools are I think over here. Plugin, texture, stroke, stencil, render, pickup. Maybe it is brush. Auto masking. Backface. Oh bugger! I missed it. Backface. What this does now, if I do something like this, it should try its best not to affect that side. That's actually funny because that. Yeah, I was going to say, has its normals inverted, obviously, on the other side. So, the reason that's good is now I can select here. Causes, oh, Jesus Christ, causes scratch to appear. Wow. Problem is it has an issue on these two bits. But it won't affect this side, and that should be fine. That's enough. That's probably, in fact, the texture resolution is probably not even going to be high enough to even pick that up. Looking swag. So the last bits we're going to be looking at are these guys. Now I'm worried about these guys. They're very flat once again. I don't need much surface detailing on them, just some very, very minor scratches. I could do those scratches using this tool. See, that's my problem here. Look how low resolution it is at certain angles. There, very high resolution. Down here, this angle, very high resolution. As we turn it, look, no resolution here. See that? That could be a problem. Now, you can fix that up with decimation, Z-remeshes, stuff like that. But again, I want to use the low poly as my export, and I want to work with that. Think you can do spacebar too, although that may have been something I set. Wait, what are you talking about? Spacebar? Or blind large? Yeah, we're looking at something like this. So it's fine using this. I just need to use it smart in areas where it's not going to affect it too much. What about the top? Up here, we're not looking too bad. So we're going to have one here, and one here, and probably one here. Ooh, if I can. Doesn't look like I can. I think that's the thing. It just doesn't like upscale. It doesn't like triangles, so it has problems with that. That's fine. We'll go down here and scratch along. Which side's better? Wow, super low resolution. Let's see. I bet it's high resolution in here. It is. So we're going to do two scratches in here then. And then it needs to scratch down here apparently. So we'll do one here. 1, 2. There you go. One thing I'd like to do is make this part smoother, so we go down to 4. Now I don't want to make this part smooth over. Like if I show you like that. I just want to make it so the surrounded part gets smoother. So if I come into here and we just... Ooh. What happened there? We just do this and try our best to not hit those edges. Then as I get to those edges, I can try my best to soften up. Oh, it gets a bit weird around here. That's fine, that's underneath it. You're barely going to see that. I mean, you're barely going to see all this smoothness, but you will see it from certain angles. Like when we're like here, you'll see it here. So I want like this part at the very least turn up to 6. You get to the very least look a bit smoother. Cool. Let's get into here. Get into our trim dynamic because it's actually a shape that moves around a lot. Turn down its scale a little bit and get a nice bit more of a flatness to that. See, I knew flat wasn't going to work because it's a moving shape, like it's an archway. You get problems. So we're just going to leave it like that, I think, and then maybe flatten around here. That should be fine. Up to one more level. Yeah, that's good. Skulls and everything at the front are fine. These guys, these could have actually been normals, but now that I have them in here, I kind of just want to work with them. Get them nice and smooth, smooth, smooth. Oh yeah, flatten maybe. Get a little flattened areas on it. Just have it look like they're being tacked in a little bit. Grab this. Do that, there you go. So now I'm not affecting it. Cool. And now we've got these sort of bumped looking things. Cool, and we're getting closer and closer. This guy... Oh, this guy actually does have a big chunk out of here, which I should have added in the actual low poly, which I might add anyway afterwards. But it won't bake correctly. I can't bring it back. What happens if I try to bring back the tool in now after making these changes? Would it break it? Cannon base. Yes. So if I were to actually say, oh yeah, let's make that little cut at the bottom. I've got a lot of stuff on my desk. Cups and glasses mostly. So I could do this. This. It was probably better, to be fair, because if I just did a cut... hold on a minute, what's the cut look like? Yeah, something like that. If I just did a cut... It's rough right now, it's fine. And then pulled it... And then pulled in this part here. We get the result, mostly what we're looking for. Again, it's a bit rough. But now we get this massive angle that ZBrush is going to like. We can triangulate, or select them both, triangulate and then quads, and turn them into quads as well as we can. But again, ZBrush doesn't like tries very much. So the best way to actually have this, if I am going to bring it in, can I do enough? Oh thank God. Is probably find the point I'm looking for. So it'd be here. Do this, where the point's going to actually come in. Do this. This. And then bring that in. I actually missed a step here, which I'll show you in a minute. So actually, this probably could just go like this. We just have a cut at the bottom. Now, another problem is it's still... Oh, no, that isn't still an angle. I was going to say put a line across here, but that's fine. What you could do is make one in the middle at the very least and flatten it. It's a bit neater and similar in the bottom. Like so. So now you've got that divot there of all the geometry still being nice. And if I wanted to add more geometry there, it's as simple as that. See what I mean? Here it's not very fixed. Oh yeah, because when you do that, you should really flatten this to here and then do that. But yeah, that should be fine. I don't know if ZBrush is going to like a re-import though, so we'll give it a shot. We'll save it with that for now. I think. Was that a good idea? Where's ZBrush? Here you are. Now, I don't know how... Yeah, again, I don't know how it reacts to this. So if we go... File, import... Oh, well, okay. File, import. Oh. Ah, no, look, it refreshes everything. So we won't be doing that because I've already done too much work on it. That's a shame. What you can do is you can take the other one we just had and you can subdivide it to the levels you had and then do... I can't remember what the tool's called, but basically it will try to match what you had going on. I've always found very weird results of it though, so I don't really like it. We'll close that. What time is it? Bring it back up. I like how this is like perfectly fitting. Whoops. Wait, which side have I done? I'm real confused. Oh, okay, there you go. So I've done the side I wanted to do. So this wooden part in the middle, you can't see most of it anyway. So as it gets to the ends... Oh, wow, that's not very good. It's fine. Gets to the ends, it flares out a bit more. Like so, but will it work better with you? Oh, undo that. Yeah, like that. Flares out. A bit more, gets to the edges. I'm already on 100% intensity. Jesus. Does not feel like it. Cool. So yeah, you get that little flare against the edges. That looks nice. It's got some scratches on it. Now, like I said, we're probably not going to get much detailing from this because I bet it's really, really low poly. If I go like this, you can probably see, look. If I go to put scratches in, we're probably going to come across a bunch of difficulties. I isolate that by accident. Like so. Now again, it can be fixed by doing decimation stuff, which I could, if I export what I've got going on now as the low poly, I can then create a new version of the document where I do decimate it, or I do a Z remesh, and then I work my way, and then I work with what I got. Could work. Is that too much extra work? Maybe. I can't divide one more time. We're at 24, right? That's going to just crash the whole thing. No. Ooh. It's still not high enough anyway. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, we're way too high poly now. Oh, works fine when I isolate though. So I could... I need some scratches over here. When I decimate this, we won't have much trouble. What's orb slashes? Oh, well, they're cool. Oh, not high enough poly though. Yeah, I can just get like some slashes in here. If I do this, turn up the intensity, turn down the size. There you go. It doesn't matter because that's going in the object, so we'll just do something like this. Can't really do it here because it's not high enough poly. Fine. Like I said, you can't see most of this anyway. And if I want some scratches that are this minor, I could draw them in the texture. Cool. And we're probably done for the base. That's probably all I need to bake, and the rest can be done textures. Oh, actually, I ain't on this side. All I really want to do on this side... Ooh, I was having trouble. Is go down to like 5 subdivisions. I should really delete the high subdivision, like the 8 that I just made. 100 million is a little too high. Like this on its own is only 4 million. Only 4 million is 4 million. Come on, let me fix you up. It will come back. What is it trying to do? Go down. Oh my god. I'm playing with fire of 100 million. A lot of professionals out there, he's probably calling me mental for trying to do it the way I do it. But it just saves you so much time in the optimization and the getting the low poly to work that I just like doing it this way. Oh, have a good one, man. Hope you enjoyed the stream. The streme. And again, we probably don't need too much detailing here because it's at the back of the object, so you're not going to actually go around and look at that very much. So, oops, I might leave it at what we got. And I might do a quick bake to see what kind of results we get. So, I will have to decimate because I want it to be lower poly when I bake. The main part here with the detailing is the wood, as we can tell. That's the important part here, which is why I wanted this part to be separate to the main things. I knew I was going to have to do quite high poly for the wood. If I... Oh, spat everywhere. If I go to the low poly... Now, the low poly shouldn't be much different than what we had, but just in case, we'll export that out. Mouse? What? Export. Why did it just randomly stop picking up my mouse or my pen? We want to go FBX. We want to go, and then LP. Yes. Now, preferably, like I said, we want to go to here. 7. We want to do Z plugin. We want to do a decimal. So save this now as a separate decimation. Decimation. There you go. And then we want to go. So I might have to end stream on this because it might even crash the stream. But it's just a really cool tool, right? Just like makes it keeps detail and reduces the poly count drastically. So we're going to here. I think that's 20% by default. We need to. I mean, it is the same tool, so we'll just go current. And then it will freeze. But I think I'll call it a day. And then I'll show you guys the results in a bit when we actually can see what it looks like. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.